Well, thank you for coming to the concert and have a good night. Just kidding. But I think we're pretty strong. I'm very excited. Just some housekeeping things here before we continue with our program. If you weren't here at the beginning of the show, I just wanted to wish everyone a welcome back to another great year at LVA. Just a really special place to be. And of course, our fall opening concert, which is just always really exciting. You've heard these announcements previously, so I'll kind of do the shortened version, but wanted to again advertise our private lesson scholarship program. The Band Boosters generously funded that this year. It gives each student who applies for this program $25 to use for a private lesson, and they get 15 of those increments to use. We have 3 student scholarships currently, which is incredible, and we have room for 23 more. So if you're a family and or attached to a student who would like to do private lessons and financial reasons are preventing that, please have your student come talk to us. We'll get them an application, and we'd love to see more students get involved with that. The third time, but it's worth doing, just want to thank everyone again for your generous PFA donations. We had 76 PFAs this which is a new record. We beat last year at 71. And that's out of 170 give or take students. So again, just thank you for your generosity. It means the world, and then your money goes directly into supporting this program, which we cannot wait to do. Wanted to also acknowledge our administrators tonight. They were at least here at one point, or they might be busy, but if you're in here, give a big wave. If not, we'll know you're here in spirit. Here tonight is Principal Leslie Kep and Assistant Principal Jenny Valdez. If you're out there. Just fantastic supporters of what we do here. The students, they're so celebratory of everything they do, and we just can't say thank you enough. It is my great pleasure as we continue our program. You've already seen them tonight, and this is my chance to welcome them. It's just been a great fall here, working with a new colleague, Mr. Chandler Cison. Just really hit the ground running, has already accomplished some very big things, and we just are so lucky to have him here, and the students have enjoyed working with him so much. So please help me welcome back to the stage, after his B2 performance, our Associate Director of Bands, Mr. Chandler Cison.
Our next piece tonight is a different tone. So this is a piece called Elegy for a Young American, and it's by Ronald Lucasti. This is actually the composer's only wind band contribution. This is only work for the concert band, and it became sort of this one-hit wonder and a standard in the concert band world. And this has we call this programmatic music, where it has a theme to it, it has a purpose, it serves something. And the purpose it serves is a response to a very tragic event in American history, and that's the assassination of President John F. Kennedy on November 22nd, 1963. So tonight, in light of recent events, it's hard not to imagine the very real experiences and emotions of what happened all those years ago, considering today's recent events. So please enjoy, and also just live in this sort of moment in time that Ronald Lucasti was responding to. This is Elegy for a Young American. I'd like to welcome back to the stage our head band director, Mr. John Seaton.
Thank you so much. Just some acknowledgements here, then we'll have our grand finale. I want to acknowledge, we have some paraprofessionals in the audience. You saw at V2, our flute paraprofessional, Mrs. Minchi Wu. I know we've got Mr. Wilkerson here. I know Ms. Shoji is out there. Quite a few of our other paraprofessionals. So parapros, if you could stand, let's acknowledge these fantastic teachers. These are the people who meet with the students in small groups once a week, and that is a resource we're very lucky to have here at LVA, and they just have a tremendous impact. Also want to acknowledge, I think we have a few band directors of former middle school directors of these students, as well as some private teachers of these students in the audience. If you could please stand and we can recognize you. Band directors, that is where the real work is. We are so appreciative of those individuals. So, there's going to be a QR code that appears here in a second. You can open it, but don't take the quiz quite yet because we have some more information to give to you once it pops up. Here we go. So, our kind of wrapping up tonight, our concert theme, the title is Michael Doherty, the Prism Concert, and the idea is he's the prism. The light is getting reflected through in a few different ways. You've heard each band perform one of his pieces. Our final piece with B3 tonight is going to be his piece, Passacaglia, in primary colors. The theme being that he's going to visit for a residency in November. He's going to work with students in all three bands, and then he'll join us to MC a little bit of his music at the Smith Center concert, and of course help the students rehearse there. That is generously supported again by Friends of LVA and the PFA donation, so we again cannot thank you enough for that. A little bit about the piece, and then we'll learn something, the third piece of his style that we're going to talk about tonight. So the piece itself, the American artist Andy Warhol, he's the artist who did the Campbell soup cans in different colors and many other things, but I think that's his most iconic painting. Often employed repetition of images and vibrant primary colors in his artworks. Passacaglia in primary colors is structured as a passacaglia. That word is a word for a musical form. It's one of the most recognizable structures for music repetition. And so a passacaglia, the actual definition, it usually indicates a repetitive bass line or chord progression that keeps returning during the piece. It's not the only thing you'll hear, but you will again and again go, oh, there's that thing coming back. And so we're going to demo just a little bit about that repetitive chord progression that goes into a passacaglia. And we're going to start with Ryman over here. You'll hear him at the beginning of the piece. And it's just the chords stated without any other things happening. I'll hand off to Ryman. So that is the chord progression. What Michael Doherty does then is develops that. You've heard it in all three of his pieces tonight. He's an incredible composer as far as the concept of development. He'll take just a few pieces of material and remix it, and it sounds really interesting. So the band is now going to play, if you listen to the flutes over here towards the right of the stage, they have the progression Ryman just played while Michael Doherty's added some other components. And finally, the band is going to play later in the piece when most of the brass section and a big majority of the woodwinds in full force have that chord progression. So this is about halfway through the piece, the section you're going to hear at this one. But the same unifying feature. feature, and that's what makes this a Passacaglia. We are now at our quiz portion. We have the QR code back up here, and it is graded. So we're gonna check at the end and see how we did. If you could open up this QR code and take the quiz, it's just 3 questions. It's multiple choice. There's no extended essay. While we do that, Ivan will provide us with just a little bit of ambiance. So you'll have to check in with your student tomorrow. We'll tell them the results and see how our audience did. We have finally a little treat here. This is a promotional video you'll see from Michael Doherty, just kind of talking about the collaboration we have coming up, and just got a chance to hear from him. The music in the background of this is actually B3's performance at the Midwest Clinic in 2022. And so the music you hear was performed by students about 2 years ago. So we'll go to the video, and then finish, following the video, finish our concert with Michael Doherty's Passacaglia and Primary Colors.
Hello, this is Michael Doherty, the composer from Ann Arbor, Michigan, where I am right now, in front of my studio. And I'm really excited to be coming to Las Vegas. I'll be there with the Las Vegas Academy of the Arts bands November 4th and November 6th. The concert is November 6th at the Smith Center, so we hope that you can join us. The band will be playing 2 Doherty works. The first one is Passacaglia in Primary Colors, inspired by the artwork of Andy Warhol, and then American Gothic, inspired by the artwork of Grant Wood and his famous painting, American Gothic, of the farmer with the pitchfork and his daughter. Joining the band will be Bethany Minnemeyer on electric violin for American Gothic, and for a little bluegrass. And she's a violinist with Lady Gaga, so we're very excited that she'll be joining us as well. So we hope you can make it on November 6th at the Smith Center, Las Vegas Academy of the Arts, for this concert, which will be very exciting. See you then.
Thank you again. We're so excited for our students to get to work with him in November, and we'll have just a brief tuning note, get the screen out, and then proceed with our final piece. Thank you so much. thank you again for being such a great spirited audience as we start off our season back for a new year. We cannot wait again to have Michael Doherty in residence November 4th and 6th, coming up very soon. Thank you again. Please drive safe and have a great night.